Welcome to TechStocksRock. We report on technology trends for investors. I'm Brian Petrie, and this week's topic is the high cost of ebooks. There's a common perception that ebooks should be priced substantially lower than printed books because it doesn't cost anywhere near as much to produce them. As Rick Broida asks in a recent issue of Wired magazine, how can publishers charge almost as much for a handful of electronic bits as they do for paper, ink, glue, printing, warehousing, shipping, shelf space, and everything else that goes into producing printed reading material? Publishers believe that there's a lack of understanding of their expense structure, and people are vastly overestimating how much they save when producing electronic versions. They say that physical book production can account for as little as 15% of the cost of the title, with the rest being divvied up among author, editor, designer, marketeers, distributors, and resellers. Okay, so perhaps that's true to some extent, but what about the fixed costs associated with book production? After a certain number of books are sold, the fixed costs are recovered. With ebooks, the elimination of production, transportation, and storage costs leads to a quicker payback of those fixed costs. As a result, ebooks convert to paying royalties and making a profit quicker than printed books do. Another interesting thing worth noting is that I can sell, lend, or give away a printed book when I'm done with it, but I can't do that with an ebook. So, if 100 people read a printed book, it's highly likely that significantly less than 100 copies were actually sold. But with an ebook, 100 readers of that book equates to 100 copies sold. In that scenario, publishers would earn more on ebooks than printed books if the prices are similar. But consumers will be less likely to buy them at those prices. Amazon and Apple have used most favored nation clauses in their contracts with publishers to ensure they will receive the best prices for ebooks. Simply put, publishers must give them their lowest pricing. That ensures publishers won't sell ebooks more cheaply to another vendor, since they would have to offer the same price to Amazon and Apple. Connecticut Attorney General Richard Blumenthal is currently looking into those agreements, and it will be interesting to see where that investigation goes. However, in our opinion, it's the publishers that are the problem, not Amazon or Apple. Publishers think they can get away with charging high prices for digital content now, since people are used to paying those prices for printed books. But it won't last, and it's an opportunity for creative minds to come up with ways to offer less expensive alternatives.